Most of our hunting seasons are wrapped up, and the majority of winter is actually behind us. My guest this week is R3 coordinator Kayla Bendel. We'll talk about the 2021 hunting and fishing participation and upcoming opportunities to get outdoors in North Dakota this spring. I'm Mike Anderson with the North Dakota Game and Fish Department. Kayla, welcome to the program.
Thanks, Mike.
Kayla, let's talk about the hunting and fishing participation trends in 2021.
Sure. So it's hard to talk 2021 without talking 2020. So most states, ourselves included, saw a huge increase in hunting and fishing in 2020 due to the COVID pandemic and people just looking for safe ways to recreate. So coming into 2021, we kind of expected some of that to fall off as things returned to normal. Kids had sport practices, just events were happening again. So we did see that. We saw a big peak in 2020 in hunting and fishing license sales, and those kind of dropped back down in 2021. A few that were still trending up in 2021 are our resident combination license, which includes small game hunting, fishing, as well as fur bearer. So we saw a slight increase in that even from the peak of 2020. And then some that you're probably familiar with if you're spending time out on the landscape would be our non-resident waterfowl statewide license and our non-resident white-tailed deer bow licenses. Really popular reasons people come to North Dakota.
So we're more back to basically where we were in 2019.
That's a more realistic way to measure it, is kind of compare it to 2019, and we're still actually up in most license types from 2019.
Okay, how does North Dakota compare to other states?
Yeah, so again, a trend that a lot of other states saw was that 2020 increase and then kind of back down in 2021. But we're actually sitting pretty good. We have a really strong hunting and fishing heritage. There's states further to our east that are seeing these really drastic declines that we are not seeing. A few license types that we are seeing decreases in are our resident and non-resident annual fishing licenses. So kind of keeping an eye on that, just because our fisheries are some of the best they've been. So if the fishing kind of follows the resource, we should be seeing increases in those. So keeping an eye on that. And then some slight declines in our resident small game and fur bearer hunting. So just, keeping an eye on those, but sitting pretty well, especially compared to other states across the country.
Kayla, a lot of the hunting seasons, as we mentioned, are closed, but there's still plenty of opportunities this spring. Let's go over some of those.
We actually still have a couple weeks left of our tree squirrel season. That ends February 28th. A good way to just get out, enjoy a walk in the woods, and maybe come home with something. And against popular belief, actually a really good table fare. So a few days left of that season.
One thing we should remind people, these are wild squirrels. Just like deer and pheasants, they're not like your backyard squirrels.
Yeah, they're trickier than you'd think to target. So it's not as easy as it would seem from the bird feeder, for sure. Should be a couple days left in the spring turkey application deadline, so make sure you get that in if you're interested in getting out there this spring. And we also still have that spring turkey special youth, a statewide license good for any unit. So.
And they're guaranteed that.
Yes, just one time. So make sure to get in on that. Otherwise, late ice fishing can be some of the best ice fishing of the year, especially if you're looking to target northern pike, a cold water species that will start getting ready to spawn here in spring. So they'll move into shallow bays or like tributary creeks, and it can be a really fun way to target them through tip-ups, or even as ice starts to go back, you could target them from shore. But an opportunity to really get in on some trophy fish and a fun day with like a lot of action. And
we have a lot of resources on our website. A lot of people shy away from northerns just because of those Y bones.
Yeah, so we've got a great video on how to remove those Y bones at gf.nd.gov or on our YouTube channel. And then another great resource that we actually just launched is our new Where to Fish page. So all the information that it points to has always been there, but kind of a new sleek way to view it. You can search within a distance of where you're at or where you're looking to go fishing, and you can filter that by species and just get a great look at where you could even go to catch northern pike or any other species you want to target here.
Kayla, what other opportunities can people do this spring?
Yeah, so coyote hunting is open year-round, so that's always an opportunity. And another one that will be coming up here is our spring light goose conservation order. Just keeping an eye on, depending on when that migration happens, and with any of these things, that you'll need a new license starting April 1st, and those go on sale March 15th.
Kayla, depending on the weather, once you get that new fishing license starting April 1st, a lot of shore fishing starts to happen at that time as well.
Yeah, spring fishing can be some of the best fishing of the year, and you really don't need a boat. Again, a lot of other species are coming in shallow to spawn, like walleyes, and getting on some of our rivers from shore, or again, still targeting those either pre or post spawn northern pike from shore can be a lot of fun.
So the biggest thing, Kayla, is just get out.
Yeah, there's constantly opportunities to get outdoors in North Dakota, so just make sure you get that new license and yeah, just enjoy your time out there.
A lot of great information, Kayla. Thank you.